So our first build day, we wanted to do windows, but those aren't coming until March. It is now January. So we're starting with the roof.
All right, before we get started, we just have to say that this video is probably not quite up to our normal quality standards. We recently lost quite a bit of footage from our computers and we were only able to salvage like 5% of the videos. But we've been getting a lot of questions about our roof racks and how we built our hammock chair stands, so we wanted to piece together whatever we could just to make sure there was something out there that would help you all build if you were interested. So with that, bear with us and enjoy the video.
Tell us what we're doing.
Doing roof racks today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach super strut. It's like strut channeling that most people use for hanging electrical wiring or pipes. We're gonna bolt that into the roof for custom roof racks that run the length of the van. Then we are gonna bolt the solar panels to it, and then we have created a little special thing to hang hammock chairs off the side. We got some square tubing, and we're gonna connect this big square tubing to this little square tubing. It's gonna telescope in and out, and then we're gonna see how it works. Let's do it.
All right, what are we doing up here?
All right, so what we're doing is attaching these roof brackets that we got for the Ram Promaster. There's these little nubs if you wanna zoom in on the nub. These nubs, there's, on the Promaster 3500 extended, there's 10 total, 5 on each side. 3 in the back and 4 or 2 in the front. And what we do is we're gonna take these bolts, the square head on them, came with them. We slide this onto here. We're gonna put this guy over the top. I'm gonna put it like this. And then what we're gonna do on our van is we have this strut channeling, and we're gonna mount it through there. So we're gonna put them on that. The little washers that it came with are kind of small, so I ended up getting a bigger one. So we'll put those on, then we're gonna screw these bolts down. Quick side note, do not use the lock nuts that come with the bracket adapters. We later had to move our roof racks a little bit to install our fan, and when we were taking off the nuts, almost every single one of the bolts snapped. You can buy replacement lock nuts at any hardware store. It's a very common size, but we definitely recommend you do that before you install these adapters. So that's how we're gonna attach these roof rack mounts the whole length of the van, and then we're gonna mount solar panels and everything else to it. Okay, action. Okay. What we're doing here is we have all the pieces that we're going to put on top of the van. We have these long unistrut channels that are going to run the length of the vehicle. We have the 3500 extended Promaster, so it's about 14 feet long. So we had to cut a second piece of unistrut to make the whole length of the van. And then what these are going to do is we're going to have these going across the van widthwise, and we'll have these smaller tubes that actually fit in and telescope out.
Wow, look at that.
Which are gonna become our hammock chair stands. So we're gonna get up on the roof and bolt everything down and try not to freeze. What we need to do first is connect this to this big guy, mount them along the length. We cut these ourselves, so we're gonna put these up front because the edge is a little bit worse from the jigsaw. But we're gonna have that and then bolt them together and then try and make one big piece. Okay, so what we have here is the bracket. The screws go in, held in with the square, and we slide that over this towards the inside of the vehicle. And we have these covers, and they're kind of offset too. And then we just put that on over like that. So these are strut channeling for electrical, usually electrical wiring, but we're gonna use them as roof racks. And they sell these nifty little nuts here. This is a 1/2 inch. What we're gonna do is just like push it in the hole and then kind of turn it 90 degrees. I can do it. and then it locks in place, and then you can just screw your bolt right into it from there.
All right, so what did we just do?
All right, so we installed this guy, which is a telescoping hammock chair stand. So you can see here, we have a thin piece of steel square tube inside of a bigger piece with a pin and a cotter down here. We pull this out, we can remove the pin, and then we can slide this out until we get to our pin slot, and then push it right back here. And then we can lock it in again, and then we can be relaxing down there. So we have this unistrut on the side, and what we did was we just cut a square bracket and drilled 2 holes, and then bolted this down evenly on each side into the kind of wing nuts that come with this super strut type material. And on the other side, we just drilled a straight hole through it and bolted it down using L brackets. So this is pretty heavy duty steel, it's not going anywhere. And the idea was to spread out the weight, because if we're pushing down the weight there, it's going to be lifting up on this side across as many points as we can. So we mounted it kind of close to the back, and we think it'll not rip our roof off, but we'll see. So it's been about a year since we installed the roof racks, and we've been on the road for about 6 months through snow, desert heat, all sorts of different weather conditions, and we've had no problems at all. As you can see, our solar panels actually hang off the front of the van a little bit. They're bolted down with 1/2-inch bolts, so even when we're driving 85 miles an hour on the highway, they are not going anywhere. Our hammock chair holders are still amazing. They slide in and out. They don't make any noise on top of the van. We've probably tested about 300 pounds in one, and there's been no issues. We've had 2 people sitting in hammock chairs at a time. They are not going anywhere. The van is not going to flip over, and our roof is still doing just fine. We have managed to fit quite a bit of things on our roof with these roof racks and in between them. So we have 600 watts of solar up there. We now have a boat hatch through the roof, MaxxAir Fan, and these 2 hammock chair slide outs, and we love the roof setup. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. We post weekly adventures of what we're doing in our van life and how things are going so far. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the chat below. We're happy to answer them. And with that, we will see you next time.